Yo guys, welcome back to another Strongest Battlegrounds video. And today in this video, I'll be testing out 50 myths in the game. And trust me guys, it gets pretty crazy, so stay tuned. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so myth 1 is that apparently if you hold click on your window of your game, it'll cause your game to freeze. So let's test it out. Alright, I'm going to just normal jump so you guys can see the difference. Now let's try it. Alright guys, so it works, myth confirmed. Alright, let's move on to myth number 2. So myth number 2 is that people say you can death counter the crab. Now I'm not too sure if this is possible since the crab is broken right now, but let's test it out. Alright guys, so I turned into Saitama and activated my ultimate. Now let's go to the crab to test if it works. So I finally figured out what's going on. The crab models are frozen, but they are actually moving and are invisible. So now let's try using death counter. Oh wait guys, I think we did it. Let's see if it actually worked. Alright, yep, myth confirmed guys, it worked. Let's move on to the next one. So the next myth is this short right here. So let's watch it. Alright, this seems more cool than scary, but anyways, let's try it. So the first step is to spawn a dummy, so let me do that real quick. Now next I'm going to switch to Saitama and give myself ultimate. Now that I have ultimate, let's try it out. And done, look, it actually worked, guys. Well, that's myth number 3 confirmed. On to the next myth. Alright guys, let's watch this short to see what myth number 4 is. Want to get this cool glitchy avatar in the strongest battlegrounds? Don't worry, I got you. To get the glitch, keep on resetting and holding W until you get some sort of tilted up avatar as shown on the screen. Now have fun with it. Alright, now let's test if this myth is true or not. So I'm just gonna keep resetting and doing what he did to get the avatar.
Let's go!
Nice. So for me, it only took a few tries. I have no idea how he had 20 times speed and didn't get it for that long. But let's see what it can do. And if it really works, so far it seemed pretty weird and hard to land moves. But guys, yet another myth confirmed it does still work, so let's do the next one. Alright, so myth number 5 is apparently you can get on top of the map using Saitama's ultimate. So let's test it to see if it works. Alright, so the first step is for me to switch to Saitama and get his ultimate. So let's do that. Now we have to go on top of a trash can near the wall. Now that we are on it, all that's left to do is use the 4th move. And there we go. We are now on top of the wall and very safe. So with that, that's yet another myth confirmed to be working. Now on to the next one. Alright guys, so myth number 6 is if you use the second hero hunter move and get hit by serious punch, you will go super fast around the map. So let's try it. So what we have to do first is to spawn a dummy. So let me do that, and then get my friend to join as well. Alright, so my friend just joined and he's going to switch to Saitama. And basically what's going to happen is that I'm going to use the second hero hunter move while he does serious punch, and we'll see if anything happens. What is this, bro? I think we found another glitch by accident, guys. But anyways, I tried doing the myth like 10 more times and it didn't work. So myth busted, guys. Let's test out the next one. Alright guys, so myth number 7 is apparently Gojo can kill KJ during unlimited flex work. So let's test it out. Alright, so the first step is to switch to Gojo. So let me do that. Then I'll get my friend to join as KJ, and we'll see if this actually works. So I just got him to join me again, and now let's test out the myth since he's using KJ right now to see if this actually works. Alright, so he's going to do it right now. Now let's see if it really works. And that's yet another myth confirmed. Now let's move on to the next myth. Alright, so guys, the next 4 myths are in this short right here, so let's watch it. The current glitches from TSB's update. So the mech actually has 2 glitches. First, the anti-gravity glitch if someone leaves during conquest animation. And secondly, the no cooldown glitch after the mech tries to cooldown. Zombie Man also has a couple glitches. Firstly, you can easily launch yourself on small walls with his first move. And his 2 gun moves actually heal people with their blocks. So now let's test out all these myths. But first, let's start with the Zombie Man ones. Alright guys, now that we became Zombie Man, it's time to see if we can get flung off the wall like in the video. So using this dummy, we'll be able to jump from the wall, so let's test it. Alright guys, so I've been doing this for a while, but I think I figured it out. And that's myth 8 confirmed. Now let's try the rest. Myth number 9 is when I use Zombie Man's 3rd move on someone who's blocking, it'll heal them, so let's test it. Alright guys, looks like myth number 9 is busted. Let's move on to the last 2. Alright, for myth number 10, I got my friend here and he's going to turn into the mech to see if we can glitch the conquest move cutscene, so let's try it. Now he's going to use the move on me and then leave the game. And let's see if this myth is real. Alright guys, so that was weird, but myth busted, it did not work. I was supposed to start floating around and stuff, but anyways, next myth. Alright guys, for myth number 11, apparently using Tech Prodigy's 3rd move has infinite cooldown, so let's test it. All we have to do is use the 3rd move and we should be able to use it again. Bro guys, I'm spamming the key and it's not working. Alright guys, so now that we've tested all those myths, let's move on to the next one. So myth number 12 is that Tatsumaki's passive shield can protect you from Gojo's attacks, so let's try it. Alright guys, I've got my friend here once again and he's going to use Tatsumaki on me and get the passive shield. Now that he has the shield, let's try hitting him and see if it does anything. Alright guys, so that's myth number 12 confirmed. Let's move on. So another easy myth is apparently Tatsumaki's shield can also protect you from Gojo's Black Flash or 4 M1s. So let's try it. Okay, so my friend got Tatsumaki's passive once again, and now all we have to do is do a down slam and see if that will hurt him. Alright guys, so the next myth is apparently Death Counter can bypass Gojo's Infinity. So I just turned on my Infinity. Let's see if we die from death. Alright guys, so the next myth is apparently KJ is faster than Gojo's Hollow Purple, so let's try it. So I got my friend in KJ's ultimate mode. Now all I have to do is use Hollow Purple and see if this really works. Now all I have to do is bring him here, and if he respawned, it means it worked. And as you guys can see, he has this white fade on him, which you only get by respawning once you die, so myth confirmed. Alright guys, for myth number 16, we have to watch this video right here, so let's see what it's about. First off, what a great audio. Let's actually test this myth out by first becoming Genos. Bro guys, no way, we got the glitched avatar from a previous myth. Alright anyways, so all we have to do is spam Genos' 2nd move on a trash can and see what happens. Alright guys, so I spent so long trying to do it, but it just didn't work. So myth busted, next myth. So myth number 17 is this short right here, but before we watch it, not sure if he spelled it wrong, but anyways, let's play it. Alright guys, now let's see if this still works. So first, I'm going to use Martial Artist's moveset. Now I'm going to go into build mode and do a little bit of magic.
What do you mean by that?
Alright, so I've just finished getting it all ready now that I've got the staffs. Let's see if this really works. First though, I'm going to turn off cooldowns so I can spam the 3rd move. Now let's see if it really works. I've gotten all the zombies to spawn now. Let's try it. so myth busted onto the next one. All right, for myth number 18, once again, we have another video, so let's watch it. Yo guys, what are these mystical sounds, bro? What the fuck is this shit? But anyways, let's just do the myth. And first we have to switch to martial artist once again and then join a public server. Alright, so I've just joined a public server. Now let me find someone to do the move on. Now that we hit this guy, all we have to do is reset. So myth number 19 is if you set attack speed to 10 times KJ's 20-20-20 drop kicks animation breaks. All we have to do is use KJ and then set the speed and it should work. Now that I have my ultimate and set the speed correctly, let's test it. Alright guys, so myth number 20 is people say that Bone Sword, which is the strongest gear in Roblox, can bypass Gojo's Infinity, so let's test it. So first I'm going to switch to Gojo's moveset, and then I'm going to get my friend to join as well. I've just finished getting it all set up because as you guys can see here, my friend has the sword, so now all that's left is to see if it works.
With this treasure, I summon.
So the next myth is you can fly using Saitama's uppercut. So let's see if it really works. First I'm going to switch to Saitama, then change some settings to see if it works. Alright bro, I tried getting the right settings for so long, but it just didn't work. So myth busted on to the next one. Alright guys, for this myth, apparently trash cans have a finisher, so let's try it. All I'm doing right now is trying to get my friend to low health. And now we can see if it really works. And all we have to do is throw it. Alright, I'm gonna count that since the game did know that I killed him with a trash can. So next myth. So for this myth, if you use Saitama's uppercut finisher, there's a little star in the sky that appears. So let's try it. First again, I'm going to switch to Saitama, and then I'll turn on finishers only, so it's easier to do this challenge. Now I'm going to use my friend, and let's see if this is really true. Alright, so for myth number 24, it says that trees can react to wall combos and moves. So let's see if this is true or not. First, I'm going to switch to Saitama to see if this is true, and then I'm also going to get my friend to help me once again. Now, the tree does react to Saitama's normal punch, but will it react to wall combos? Alright guys, for this myth apparently, Atomic Samurai's counter can cut trash cans in half. So let's test that out. Okay, so I've got Atomic Samurai equipped. Now my friend is going to throw the trash can at me. Let's see if it gets cut in half. Counter! Alright guys, for myth 26 apparently, when using Zombie Man and Reset, you can see bones on your avatar. So let's try it out. So first I'm going to use Zombie Man, then I'll reset and see if this really works. Now for the next myth, when using Saitama's serious punch, it clears all the clouds in the sky, so let's test that. First I'm going to use Saitama, and then I'll give myself ultimate. Now that I have ultimate, let's use serious punch to see if it'll work.
I got this!
Alright guys, so it looks like we've got another video here for this myth, so let's play it.
How to become invisible in TSP in 2026. Take Spear You, it's your ultimate counting game. Farm ult, press third skill on your main, spam the basic, and second skill. Profit, easy trolling, 3 kills.
So first, we have to switch to martial artist and get ultimate. So let's do that. Now that I've done both steps, I'm going to get my friend to join once again. Alright, so my friend now has ultimate, so let's try this myth. What a waste of time, bro. Like, come on, why are we clickbaiting in the big 26 myth busted, guys? Next myth. Alright, guys, myth 29 is again another short, so let's watch it. So it seems pretty simple to do. So the first step is to use Genos, and then we have to turn on finishers only again. Alright guys, so now that I've got everything all spawned in and all the settings are correct, now let's try it. So it does work. It's just in a public server, it probably wouldn't work. But anyways, myth confirmed, next myth. Alright guys, for myth number 30, let's play this video to see what it is. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. I'm going to first get my alt account with the emote, so let me do that. Now that my alt has joined, all that's left to do is do the glitch. Since we already did the emote thing before, now he just has to uppercut me and use flowing water. Alright guys, Myth 31 is this video right here, so let's see what it's about.
How did you jump so high? Walk up to a bench or trash can and climb onto the edge like this. Turn your camera sideways, then side dash and jump at the same time. If you time it right, you'll jump super high into the air.
Let's test this out to see if this myth really works. Alright, now let's test it.
I got this!
So for myth number 32, apparently Cosmic Garu does damage when you are near other players, so let's try it. All we have to do is turn into cosmic form and stand near the dummy. So let me do that real quick. So for this next myth, people say that Zombie Man has two different wall combos, the first being with the axe, and the second being with the two pistols. But let's see if this really works. Alright guys, so first I'm going to switch to Zombie Man, then we'll do both wall combos and see if it works. Here's the wall combo with the axe. And now here's the one with the pistol. Myth 34 is that if you use blitz shot near a tree, it will always hit the tree.
I got this!
So for this myth, apparently, you can death counter finisher moves. So let's try it. Alright guys, so first I'm going to switch to Saitama and give myself ultimate. Next, let's get my friend to join me once again, and then I'll turn on the correct settings so it can work. Now that I've gotten all the settings set up with my friend here, let's see if you can death counter the finisher. Alright guys, for myth number 36, if you shoot someone with blitz shot while they are using Tatsumaki's meteor move, the meteor will become invisible, so let's see if that works. First I'm going to switch to Tatsumaki, and then I'll get my friend here to be Genos. Now let's see if it really works. So for this myth, if you use Flame Wave Cannon and miss it, you can cancel the move, so let's see if that really works. So I got my friend here once again, and he's going to help us test this myth by using Genos. Now that he has ultimate, all we have to do is punch him and it should cancel the move. Alright guys, for myth 38, we've got another short, so let's watch it. Alright, seems pretty simple. Let's first use Saitama real quick. Now that I'm using Saitama and got it all set up, the first step is to use Saitama's second move, so let's try it. Alright guys, looks like we got another short for myth 39, so let's see what it's about. This myth seems pretty simple, so let's do it. So first, let me get Tatsumaki and then activate my ultimate. Now that I have ultimate, let's use the fourth move along with the command and see if it'll work. Alright guys, for myth number 40, we have a video here, so let's watch it to see what the myth is. Seems easy enough to do. So first we have to get Atomic Samurai and then get the passive. Now all we have to do is what he did, so let's try it. Alright guys, it looks like we've got another video here, so let's see what it's about. This seems pretty OP if it actually works, but let me get my friend to join so we can test this myth. Alright guys, so I'm super low right now, and now he's going to use the finisher on me and then leave. Now that the finisher is over, let's see if I'm really immortal.
I got this!
Alright guys, for myth 42, we've got another short, so let's watch it. Now, I'm not going to do this myth, but it is true, as it's possible to get countered by the dummy. If you don't believe me, look it up yourself. But anyways, myth confirmed. Next myth. So for this myth, if you use death counter and then someone drop kicks you, it won't death counter them. So let's try it. First, I'm going to switch to Saitama, and then I'll get my friend to be KJ. Now that I have death counter on, let's see if it's true. So for myth number 44, people say you can use emotes while using your ultimate. So let's test that. Now that I have my ultimate, let's see if it'll work. Alright guys, so for myth 45, apparently you can use Gojo's fourth move and spam it around the map, and it'll stay glitched on the map, so let's see if it works. First I'm going to switch to Gojo, then I'll spawn a bunch of crabs which will hopefully glitch it so it works. Alright, I'm gonna try now. Alright guys, for myth 46 we have one last video to watch, so let's see what it's about.
A black figure was seen behind a tree by a random player in the strongest battlegrounds, and when the player came close to the black figure, it flung him. But when the player came back to the figure, a player that wasn't in the server sent him a friend request while the game glitched and became black and white. But how did this happen? Well, basically the random player is actually an exploiter that used the script to add the black figure.
So I'm going to start by saying, right away, this myth is busted. I didn't even have to do anything for this one. But anyways, next myth, guys. So apparently, myth 47 is doing a Garou counter first versus an atomic samurai counter. It teleports you thousands of studs away, instantly killing the atomic samurai player. So let's test it. So my friend is going to throw the trash can at me, I'll counter it, and then when it goes back to him, if he counters it, he should just get instantly teleported away. Alright guys, for this myth, you can break trees with trash cans, so let's test it. In order to do this, we need to be Saitama and get ultimate.
I got this!
Alright guys, for myth number 49, if you use Omni Punch on someone who's using their ultimate, it will bypass it and you'll kill them. To test that, I'm going to become Saitama and then I'll try it on my friend. Let's see now. Alright guys, for myth 50, people say the death counter has infinite range, so let's see if that's true or not. So first to do this, I'm going to become Saitama and get my ultimate. And then I'll have my friend become Genos and spam blitz shot me. And we'll see if that's true or not. Alright guys, that's all 50 myths tested and done. I'm not gonna lie, editing this whole video took forever. My brain was literally rotting while editing this, so please smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Also shout out to everyone who watched the last upload. Hitting 96,000 views and getting to 6,000 subscribers ended up with me getting monetized as well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah guys, leave a comment down below and I'll see you guys in the next one.